What's up, y'all? This your girl Lola with Lola's Chronicles, and today I got an interesting topic going on today, and I got two guests with me that's gonna sit and we're gonna have a discussion about it. I have India Bell here, and I have Andres here, and today we're gonna discuss the topic of dealing with parents battling addiction. So y'all can chime in and give y'all feedback on what y'all think, or if y'all want to share y'all experience, feel welcome to join in with us as we talk about it. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Hey,
Thank y'all for joining me today, because I know this is a sensitive topic and it's basically sharing a part of you with the world. So I want to say thank
Yeah.
y'all for coming on the show and being willing to talk about this type of topic. And since I chose the topic, I guess I'll kick it off with the discussion. Um, it would be my mother is the parent that I'm dealing with that's battling addiction. Um, she been going through this as long as I've been born. From my understanding, it was even before me. But I know for a fact what I've dealt with firsthand, dealing with my mother in and out of prison and battling addiction, having to be, put off on other family members, growing up without her and being put in situations where a mother is supposed to comfort her child. And it takes a toll on you when you're dealing with a parent that's battling addiction. It's like that you're dealing with an adult child, because you love them, but at the same point of time, it's kind of hindering when you have to steady remind them or constantly look after them, and you know for a fact that they're incapable of doing what they're doing as long as they're battling this addiction. And it's heartbreaking too at the same point in time. So that's why I say it's a sensitive topic. But I feel
Yeah.
like it's time for us to start to release on that, because we all grow up and we don't know that we all was battling the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't even know. It's a lot of us out here that we grew up with or went to school with and played with every single day, and we didn't know that they was going through the same thing in their household. You know what I'm saying? And then we judged one another. We made fun of one another. We fought one another. We argued because we all was going through that type of trauma, but we didn't know how to express it, because at that time growing up, we was getting made fun of if you had the parents that was on drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So being adults now, I feel like I'm comfortable enough to share my story and situation and how it affected me growing up and how it made me feel. You know, being that my mother was choosing that over me, it did take a toll on me until I became a mother myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, it's my dad, and I grew up living with my grandma and my dad most of my life, but he was just like a big brother, like my grandma was to mine. So I ain't gonna say big brother, but he wasn't like dad type stuff. So that's how we grew up. My grandma, my little brother, and my cousin, and my dad. And it was just when he got paid, it was that money and him flying out the door.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It still carry on now into being an adult. So like you said, for you it's been all your life, it's been all mine too. It's rough, it's hard. Go ahead.
yeah, thank you for inviting me to this segment because it's always a good feeling to have a conversation with people that relate. You know, you got the people in your life that try to relate and be there for you and be understanding, but it's completely different having a conversation with people that's actually know what you feeling. So, and then for me, it's both my parents, my mom and my dad, two different vices. My mom chose crack, my dad is an alcoholic. So it's pretty much, my grandmother was my mother figure, and my grandfather was my father figure.
Mm. Thank God for them grandparents.
For real. Then, I mean, that's something that I struggle with, now as an adult. And now that I'm a mom, it's like, dang, I got all these great memories with my grandparents. Like, my grandmother, it means the world to me. Like, man. And, my granddad passed away when I was too young to even be grateful for his presence type stuff. But now, I got my daughter, and I try to be the mother that I wish I had, but also it makes me feel some type of way that she'd never be able to experience that grandparent love because, you know, my parents is still battling what they battling.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard when you got kids, 'cause it's like I be trying to allow my dad to be a granddad, but then it's kind of like that's Papa, but I gotta keep them away at a certain distance because I can't allow them to feel the hurt or pain or even feel like they need to be hurt or in pain because of
Absolutely.
my dad. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
limits
And
and it's
that's the same
boundaries.
with both my parents. Like, I love when they around, come around, but it's just certain things, and for whatever reason that's hard for them to grasp, that like certain things that I experienced, I don't want her to know that side of life.
Hmm.
Better light
Yeah,
than the dark side.
yeah,
Where did Jordana go? Did she disappear?
she disappeared a minute ago. Then you disappearing too.
Yeah, for with me, even though like I'm grown and stuff now, it's still a battle because my mom do try. Oh, she said she getting it started
Yeah,
back up.
yeah.
So
Let
do
me
that
know.
mean we kicked off?
I'm wondering.
Okay, you mean come back in?
You back?
Yes, it just cut off on me, like just cut off. But I'm glad it kept going.
I'm sure. Like, is we still on? Like, did it cut off? Cause
Yes,
hers cut off.
I'm glad it kept going, so I ain't have to cut it off. Cut it off. But yes, I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry, but
No, we
we
was
was
just talking about like the effect it made. Like, I was telling her, my grandparents was my parent figures. Like, my grandmother was my mother figure. My grandfather was my father figure. So now, as a mom, and I got this little girl who I adore, I just want her to be able to experience that grandparent love too. But because of how my parents are, I got to keep it at a distance.
and that's how I'm getting to at this point with my mom. It's like I've tried and tried for years to build this type of connection with you, to understand that maybe it's something that you went through and that we haven't talked about. But I even gave you time and opportunities to let me understand, but yet and still, it's like you push me in a way, and it's like it's starting to seem like I'm more of a person that you can take advantage of, and I don't like that. So it's like I'm getting ready to separate myself from the whole situation.
I
And
feel that for me, it's my grandmother one get took advantage of from my dad. I mean, she the one that get all the most of the disrespect and everything that come with, when that money gone and you coming off like you a whole different person. And that's where my main problem come in because I don't play about my grandma. I don't play them type of games at all. So it's like it's hard when I I'm like it's like you gotta allow them to be and do what they do, but at the same time, like grandma, you gotta remove yourself because it's not making the situation better.
No, but it don't make the situation better because it's like it's a hinder type thing where it's like a crutch for them. And
Mhm.
then it's more so once granny start getting old, we become the crutch, and that's a burden that I don't feel like we should be carrying, and we trying to raise children of our own and be the parents that we didn't have, and we turn around and then it becomes to me it's becoming a burden. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a word around it, but there's no word around it anymore. Like, it's becoming a burden, and I don't think that's something I want to deal with anymore. Because it's like eventually you gotta want to get your life together. We can't do it for you. You gotta want to do it. Because thank God for grandparents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us
Mhm.
would be asked out if we didn't have grandparents to step in and really be like, okay, we're gonna take this child in. This child don't deserve this, or we can give them better. Thank God we don't have the grandparents that we got now, because they don't want to keep a child or babysit or nothing or be there. So we kind of was lucky on that behalf, which I don't feel it was fair to put that burden on them either, because they was old.
Exactly.
Man, I still to this day thank my grandmother. I just will tell her out the blue, and she'll say all the time, "You ain't got to thank me," but I still thank her because, like I said, all her kids was raised, and this was her time to be free. And here she was doing everything that they was supposed to
Mhm.
do. So, and then it also feel like that it was nice that they had that support system, but it's like, dang, who I got if I fall?
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
right, we supposed to come to you, and then it's like you don't. Where's that comfort? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We have to teach ourselves how to be mothers, because we didn't learn from you. We learned
Mhm.
from grandma and stuff like that, but that mother instinct we didn't get from them, or that fatherly love that we was wanting, and like that caused a lot of issues in people's life growing up and moving forward.
Mhm.
What are some
Absolutely. I mean, I still struggle. I mean, I take the time to do the self work and realize like where it all came from and what my triggers are, but it's still a work in progress, especially when you have a parent that actually here and there does try to battle it. So they clean and they sober and you getting used to that, and then out of nowhere here they go back to this. And it's like, dang, I can't even get comfortable with having a mom or having a dad. Like, I can't get comfortable with y'all even being present because it ain't something that you gave me that I can trust yet.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel that wholeheartedly. I do. you
Mhm.
know and then it's like that the addiction turns them into a person that you don't even recognize, because then I'd have been stolen from.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that I'd have been lied on. I'd have been, you know what I'm saying, talked bad to. The things that they say to you, you know what I'm saying, to
All
belittle
type of
you
bitches and hoes.
because they unhappy with themselves, or they don't got the money to get what they want, and you don't want to give it to them. It's like that becomes a mental hazard. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you sitting here trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to help them, then it's like, what am I doing wrong? Because I feel bad because I don't have it to give it, or I'm just tired of giving it.
And that's a crazy part of being the child because, like, they run this whole guilt trip on you. And then, of course, you naturally love this person. This person is your parent. So, like, you come out loving this person. And then, so they want to play the whole guilt trip. Well, if something happened to me because I had to go do this because you wouldn't give it to me and stuff like that, it's man, and then, like, for me, I battle with, my faith in God and stuff like that because, yeah, I want to cut you off. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. But at the same time, like, I have a, forgiving God. So it's like, at what point am I really holding back and judging you, or am I just really protecting myself? Like, when is it okay to just sit back and protect myself? Like, when is it
Mhm.
okay to turn off your care to their well being because they don't care about your well being? I mean, they well being.
Yeah, and man, I was just saying this the other day because me and my mom, we just had it out really bad about some stuff, and this time it's just like I don't know if we can bounce back from that because it's gonna take her getting her life together for me to be able to
Mm-hmm.
do that, and then to take the initiative to be like, okay, this is, you can get this chance, it's gonna take that, and I don't see that happening. So it's like, Jadana, it's time to separate yourself because you got so much going on that you know need to be focused on. You got your own daughter, and not even just that, you're trying to build this career and do this stuff, but you cannot be sitting here stagnant chasing behind your mama when if she sees like you put the effort in, and then it's like you said, they be okay, they be good for a minute. But then next thing you know, in a blink of an eye, it's like they back to like nothing ever even happened. And it's like, no. And then some of the stuff that they say to us in the time frame of them being upset, you can't take that back. And that makes me
Mhm.
look at you differently because I'm your child and that's how you're gonna talk to me. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to honor you though. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like it do be like kind of hard, and I can say I'm not as depressed about it or as upset as I would be like I was as a teenager because I feel like I grew up without you. I had to. I couldn't stay still. I grew up without you, so it's like I need you, but sometimes you know what I'm saying, it's more, it's becoming a want thing now. It's not that I need you, I want you to be there type situation for me now. I can't speak for everybody else, but that's where I'm at with it on that journey of dealing with a parent battling addiction.
Mhm. Well, I keep my dad at a distance for the most part. Every so often I'll go around, and that's only if he might need something, but it can't be to go get no beer or no cigarette or no drink or none of that. Like I'm I'm just gonna keep myself away because my kids. Because then my kids gotta see me crying or see me hurt. Or like I just got into it with my dad and we had like a whole, I cussed him out and he cut because he was cussing me out like and my kids and he went in the house and my kids in the house. Like we just gonna keep you at home and I'm gonna stay at my house. Cause like my dad, he not a all the time every day. It's just the beginning of the month. If he got some money, then he go through his thing and then he be okay for the rest of the month. But it's still a money problem, which cause anger and which cause disrespect. So it's kind of all of the same thing. It all run together. Rather he been high, if he haven't been high for like 15 days or something. He still carry that all the time, and he in a house person, so he don't get to be out and doing like being out in the streets or whatever and being around like friends and all of that stuff. Like the people come around when he got some money and then they disappear. So then he just to himself and then it's well, like you said, the guilt trip. But I don't let that bring me in too often because he lead off with God and all of this. Like you weren't thinking about God when you just called me all type of bitches and hoes
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
day. So don't lead with God when you come in to apologize or be sorry or you want to talk to me or you need something because I mean I can't help you. I deal with how I deal. I mean I deal with the feelings about it at the time, and then I put that shit behind me and I just move on because I didn't cried about it too much growing up.
yeah,
And now that I got my kids and I got a husband, I can't keep crying about that shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a whole family that need me and my kids' emotional state and mental and all of that stuff, all that come from me. That's my responsibility. And I can't give y'all the responsibility, I mean the emotions and the mental of being hurt all the time or seeing your mama hurt all the time about a grown person
yeah.
that Your choices is your choices, and I'm grown. I don't need you to do nothing for me. It'd be nice for you to be a grandparent, come to my kids' games, or like my dad love basketball, teach my sons basketball, like how you like to play basketball, or how you used to teach me a little bit. But other than that, I'm straight. 'Cause birthdays and nobody don't bring me cards, and I don't want to be around negativity. Like every time I end up crying or I'm mad or I'm upset, and I can't keep taking that home because of you. I want to be mad about something I should to be mad about, or something that pissed me off, or it can't be off of a grown person that made mistakes.
And that's capable of knowing what they doing wrong. Because when they
Exactly.
sober, they know right from wrong, and it's like, and it's crazy how fast they flip.
Mhm.
It's crazy how fast you can be sitting there chilling, and then something trigger them, or when they get ready, or they get something, and they move so fast. If you
Mhm.
blink, you'll miss them, and that's the main thing. Like I feel like you feel. I'm creating my own family. It's me and my daughter. I don't want her exposed to that. I don't want her to
Yeah.
be like getting attached to someone that's that really logically can't love her the way they supposed to. Because
Mhm.
when they get upset, just imagine how you talk to me. I don't want you talking to mine like that. Because that's where the
Exactly.
issue is going to come in at, and that's where I'm going to go all against the rules of the Bible about you. Because
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mhm.
certain things that you do not do, but and then people say, well, they're sick. They're sick. Yes, and I'm sick and tired of dealing with it.
Absolutely.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know what I'm saying? You take that burden. You take that.
You keep
You
making me
take that.
sick.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna keep, like you said, crying because it has affected. So many people are affected, and everybody. What I learned about dealing with people like us, and when I say us, is people that's dealing with parents battling addiction. Is everybody's story is different. The only thing
Mhm.
same is either the drug that they're doing and the actions that come behind it. The rest of it,
Mhm.
everybody's story is worse than ours. Because some parents sell their kids, some parents, it's a lot of
right.
kids that ain't eat no food. It's a lot of
Mhm.
parents, you know what I'm saying, that didn't have no grandmothers to step in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then you got us that had the grandmothers that did step in. So now we all bumping heads because we got one up on them. But all in
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
they don't know what's going on in the households we in. You know what I'm
Even
Yeah.
saying?
sometimes when you got siblings, y'all experiences be different with the same mama. Like for example, like you would think I was the oldest in the family, but my older brother, his our great grandmother took care of him. Meanwhile, I was the one that was mostly with my mom, so I was more so always, even as a little bitty kid, I just remember always being her go-to person, her the person that did everything for her. It just that was just always who I was. Then my sisters,
Mhm.
because they came later, they actually got a chance in their early childhood to experience a sober mom. So when she relapsed, it really shook them and affected them in a different way. But it affected my relationship with them because I had to be a mommy role for them because I refuse for them to have to struggle and not have or any it because at the time when they experienced it, we were in St. Louis, we were away from family. While when I was experiencing it, I'm here around family, so I was naive when I was young to it because I had other family members I could bounce to. Where when we in St. Louis and it's happening for them, all they got is me, and I'm a teenager. I'm figuring, life out myself. So, but all I know is it's not okay for my sisters to be hungry. And
Mhm.
I think at that moment, like my sister's going into foster care, that's when I went from being sympathetic to my mom to being pissed off at my mom
Yeah.
because like I said, I didn't have to go through the foster care or nothing like that. Thank God I was surrounded by family. But in St. Louis, you got to be 21 to get custody of your siblings in a situation like that, and it happened the day after I turned 18. So it was like nothing I could do. I was the only family member that was around. And so I had to adapt to being a mommy figure to them instead of being a sister. Like they in their 20s now, and I'm just now being able to turn off the mommy button and get to know my sisters as my sisters.
Yeah.
So even like it creates so much responsibility way before you ready for it or even have to. Like, shoot, I waited till I was 27 to have kids for a reason. Like I shouldn't have known what it was like to have to be a mom type stuff. But I couldn't dare put that on them because it was what she was causing because of her mistakes. And then it's like understanding the addiction and being in protecting my peace phase in my life. That's why I know like where to draw the line. Like even if it's just a little bit that it ain't even got to where you bad off yet. Even if it's just a little bit, I know that it's time to distance myself because that's a trigger for me. Like I said, I did a lot of self work to get me mentally to where I am today. And every time you bring that clean and sober mom, then you relapse or whatever, you might not see right off rip where one little hit gonna take you, but I know where it's gonna take you because it's a repeated cycle. So now
Mhm.
I got to put up my wall and set my boundaries because I'm protecting my peace. I'm not letting this take me all the way back to that kid that was hurt when they mama stole their TV or X, Y, and Z. Like, I can't even put myself in a position to even be concerned about your well being because it's driving me crazy every day, wondering if you okay. Or every time my phone ring at 1 o'clock in the morning, is this the call type stuff? So it's all you can do is really put it in God's hands and pray when they at that state, because you're gonna drive yourself mentally crazy. Like my 20s was a whole mental battle. And
Yeah.
then that led me into dealing with people I knew I ain't had no business even dealing with, but it was filling a void at the time, so it was okay. Like I refuse to be that broken again because of you and where you at. Like that's something that you gotta fix. I can't keep trying to fix it with you.
And I
Yeah.
and I feel you on that 100%. Like I could stand 10 toes. That's exactly where I'm at with it. Like, no, I've prayed too hard to come this far, and sometimes she feel as if I'm being mean because I don't pay her no attention.
Hmm.
Right now I'm living with her, and I be in the same house, and I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't. And like you said, that's a whole trigger. That's a mental thing for me. Like if I'm sitting here praying for God to give me strength to not worry about this, and then it's consistently in my face, and you're not even being considerate about the situation, at hand,
Right.
what's going on, or you don't even see through why I needed your help or nothing. You just, looking at it as if I'm gonna always be there to rescue you, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to be the other way around, and you
Hmm.
never, you know what I'm saying, and I don't get that from you. And then I can't let my daughter see the type of relationship we have because I don't want that to shift off on us because I'm
Mhm.
angry because of what you're doing. And I'm the youngest sibling, so when I get to going off about it, their favorite line is, "Girl, we already been through that. That's not how we should handle that situation." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's not cool. I didn't ask to be here. Thank God I'm here because of all the stuff that I'm going through in life and becoming a woman. But you can't take credit for that. You wasn't here to help with that. And there's so many of us out here that's struggling with the same emotions that we're having or done had, and they don't know how to handle it or channel it. Or who to talk to or who to turn to about it. Because when your parents is battling that addiction, it can be so hurtful at the things that they say. Just imagine, if we done had a tough skin when we get caught, the bitches and the hoes and the fuck yous and whatever. I should have never had you or type situations. You know what I'm saying? Some people
Mhm.
haven't experienced hearing that, but I have. And I know how it made me feel. So it made me feel like I wasn't worth nothing to being on this earth, or like I was born in prison. And one thing
Mhm.
that bothers, well, it used to bother me because now I just be so nonchalant about it. I don't even care because you can't keep throwing the same thing up in my face and get the same reaction. So
Right.
she claims she went to prison to get clean to have me, but you throw it in my face like it's something that you regretted that you've done. So all the years that you say that to me, how do you think that makes me feel? You know what I'm saying? It was my decision to go to prison and have you get clean. You act like I told you to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I wasn't born with you sometimes. I love you, but I wonder what my life would have been if I actually had a loving, caring mother.
Yeah.
But then I look at my daughter and it's like, I can learn how that feel because she is gonna reciprocate. Her love is gonna reciprocate to me. I'm gonna be able to get that feeling to know how it is to be raised by a loving, nurturing mother because I'm gonna raise my daughter that way, and then what she reciprocates to me is gonna show me what it feels like to have
Yep.
a loving and nurturing mother. It's messed up that we have to teach ourselves that, but it is what it is because it's so many of us out here that is battling this ourselves, like we the ones on drugs.
Right.
And we are though. The drug is the parent
Yep.
because we yearn for this parent in many ways. It's a void that we always trying to fill. And we got to get to the point to where it's like, you know what, I can no longer try to fill this void. I can only what I can do is fill it with forgiveness and move on.
Mhm.
And that's how I'm starting to look at it. And it's like I was feeling bad about it and feeling guilty about it. And it's like the more we had this conversation right now, it's making me feel like it's okay.
Yep. And it is. I mean, because like I said, for me, I'm in a chapter of protecting my peace. So I know who I am and I know how loving I am. I do things like with my heart, like it. That's how I move. I sometimes it's a blessing and a curse at the same time because woo, but it's just, and then with me being that type of person, like I can't help but see the good in people. I see the good in my mom. She's not all bad. So that's like how I guess something I could say that helped me was being able to separate the two. The natural her, the loving mother, the all that away from the addiction. And that's where I know I gotta draw that wall up because this is the person that I love and I need, and not to say I don't love my mom when she on drugs, but I don't like you and I don't like who it turns me to. And to have to fight so hard, like it wasn't the apologies from her or the change behavior from her. I did the self work to get to where I am at today. Even with like everything that I have going on, which, you know, some people might look at it might not be a lot, but it's a lot further than where I started. I got it out the mud where she was lucky enough to have two parents that did for her until the day she died. I mean, until the day they died, type stuff.
Mm.
So, and then it was to the point where, like, when my grandmother died, it felt like I instantly became the head of the household because I'm the oldest girl and my mama ain't no good. Like, it felt like a whole bunch of responsibility and pressure had fell on me because you know the grannies they the head of the family, they the
Yeah,
ones you go to
they
for
the mom.
everything, they the ones that keep the family together. And now I can't even count on my mom to be able to feel that, like it's a place I gotta step into automatically. So yeah, it's protecting my peace. That's the only way I get
Setting
by with it,
boundaries.
and
Setting
knowing
boundaries.
it's the difference.
We have to set boundaries with them because, like you said, protecting our peace is the most important thing because we have started families of our own. And
Mhm.
if we sit there and let them drain us and suck us dry like we did when we was teenagers, because I'm pretty sure we got some stories that blow people minds of the things that had happened when we was younger because our parents were too busy being kids. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's like it don't make no sense to sit there and harper on it. And that's why I'm willing to speak more freely on things I've been through because there's so many people out there. And with me doing this podcast, y'all, I've been learning about people and talking to people, meeting all type of different people and hearing stories. And it's like we all feel the same. So instead of us taking that anger out on one another, we need to start speaking up and helping each other because it's all about. You'll be surprised at the people that you be around went through the same thing. And I'll be like, I never knew. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And be like, dang, I ain't know that. And then I get
Right.
thinking like, I remember when I was angry because my mom wasn't around, and I came to school and I took it out on this person. You know what I'm saying? And I was mean to this person for nothing. And then come to find out, they was going through the same shit I was going through, and all we had to do was sit down and talk about it. We probably could have helped each other with the anger issues. It could have been a lot of fights prevented. You know what I'm saying? That I've been in, and you know, Adrius, I fought a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot. And then it's like they don't understand the things that they make us go through when you steal our stuff at a young age. You're not around.
Man.
You're not properly making sure that our attire is up to par when we go to school. And kids is cruel. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And it's like that's where the bullying get to coming in at. Because you're not doing you're not making sure we okay.
Right.
You know, it's so many kids out here that's little kids that got to do exactly what you had to do. Make sure the kids fed. Make sure that
Hmm.
the mama high and don't want to do it, or she gone, done disappeared, and it's like that's where we supposed to start with the love from, and then that brings insecurities to us as women,
Mhm.
teenagers, and then they wonder why. Oh, she fast? Is she who teaching us not to be?
Right.
Yeah.
I tell well, ain't said it to a lot of people, but like people around me close to me know, like I thought I was ugly up until probably age 21 was when I finally started looking at myself different, because that was how my mama painted me, to me. And it was one of those simple things that, how you be like, go sit your little ugly self down type ordeal. But because you never really gave me anything to balance that out, I didn't know that was a joke. So that's how I saw myself for a very long time. It's I can find the joy in some of the things that I experienced only because it made me a better mother. Like I know to teach my daughter that if you see somebody being made fun of because of that, you don't know what's going on at home. Like
Yeah.
you be kind to that person. Where we was kids, we ain't want nobody talking to us about what's going on for real. Like I remember kids saying my mom was a crackhead and me getting into it with them before even knowing what that meant.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like I know now to teach my daughter better. I know how to support her and uplift her in a way that wasn't available for me. So, hopefully she don't go looking for love in the wrong places or allowing certain people to treat her any kind of way or doing things to fit in with people that you ain't meant to fit in with.
Mhm.
And that
So
I
I'm.
can totally agree with all that because it's like so many women grow up broken and the things, your mother's supposed to be your protector and so many things happen to women, you know what I'm saying? Molestation, you get we left out. We got a lot of things that we have to encounter growing up and being women that a mother is supposed to teach you. You know what I'm saying? And we lack that. And then it's crazy down to our trust issues with people, down to the men that we choose to date, down to the men that we done had kids with, down to the friends that we choose. You know what I'm saying? And the things that we do, it affects us in so many ways. It affects us in so many ways, and it's like, damn, that's crazy. For a long time, you hidden from the world because, like you said, you didn't feel like you were pretty. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I was good enough in many aspects, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't installed in me. I didn't know until I started getting older and being around friends with moms and, or they moms really doing stuff. And it was like, dang, it hurted, but it also felt good because I had the friends who moms took me right on in. You know what I'm saying? With no problem. It wasn't never treated me like a child. They knew what was going on. They knew what it was. But at the same point in time, it's like, damn, I wish I had that relationship where I can be like, oh, I want to call and tell my mom. But then my mom gonna call and tell Tom, Dick, and Harry. She done switched the story up 99 times. And then now it's something totally different by the time it get back to me. And it was like, damn, I come to you to confide in you about something and you can't even shut up. You can't even nothing. You done made a whole lie up and went back bypass. Like that's hurtful too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
dang, I can't trust you to communicate and be happy about something and tell you because you're gonna have something to say. You're gonna have something to say. And it's
Mhm.
not gonna be in a good way. Or if I say I got a promotion at work, that means you need $20 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because they don't. It is messed up because we can laugh about certain things because I got some funny stories, but it's just like because I didn't know at the time that's not funny. Don't laugh at that. But I mean, it's some things like, man, like, look, yeah, look. I'm pretty sure we all got,
Unbelievable.
but it's like, man, it's embarrassing too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it
Yeah.
always end up happening when there's people around you ain't want them to know, and you just so happen they be around that day, and then they do something that be like, oh my god. Now because you don't back then, like you said, we kept it in, so you never knew who was genuine enough to be around you and be like, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging you. It's next thing you know, the whole neighborhood know that your
Right.
daddy, your mama done burnt the kitchen because she didn't drop the pipe, or your daddy done slapped your mama. Like you didn't. It wasn't a lot of us that you can have that's gonna trust. You know what I'm saying, to be able to bring
Yeah.
around. And it messed up a lot of stuff. I missed out on a lot because of her and trust issues. I probably would be married by now. But I don't trust people because I always tell people if my mama would do it to me, I don't put it
Can't put
past
nothing
nobody.
past nobody. Hmm.
I don't put it past nobody. And she done did some hurtful shit.
Yeah.
She the only person I think she could get me to keep coming back, keep coming back, keep forgiving, keep forgiving, keep forgiving. But I done reached my breaking point. Like, you know what? I could love you from over here. I
One
can
Sometimes
care
you
day
for
don't
you
even realize
from
you
over
done
here.
ran over until you talking to somebody else, and then you be like, damn,
I was just
that
gonna
makes
say
sense.
that.
Why was I doing that? I need to stop doing that because if you don't know certain things, you ain't gonna never know it. You gonna roll with what makes sense to you.
I was venting to somebody about the situation with me and my mom in the moment. And I was like, damn, why I sound like I'm talking about a nigga that keep cheating on me?
Yep, yep,
Like, and I just keep taking you back.
yep.
Yeah.
That it revolves around every aspect of our life. And if we
Hmm.
don't let that hurt go and let that go and separate ourselves and set boundaries with that, it's not saying, oh no, I'm never gonna talk to you again. Just keep your distance with that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm not finna come to your running to your rescue. No, I don't have it. It's okay to tell them no. Because for a long time I didn't know how to say no. I did not.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I be like, I don't got it, I don't got it. Then she get to rambling and stumping and making noise about some other stuff. Then I'll just be like, here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you, it made me feel like you was going to leave me if I didn't give it to you. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So I'm tired of that feeling like that. If you want to go, bye. No, I said no. If you mad, bye. Toodaloo. I don't care. And I don't worry about her no more because I pray about it, and God gonna do what He see fit. I'd be hurt if something happened to her, but I can't be sitting there worried about if this it, because you got fentanyl out here. They is killing people for a couple dollars.
Man, I have had to be at the hospital way too many times because you done got a hold of some bad stuff. For me to have to keep having a heart attack every time, once again, my phone ring, I'm worrying if something didn't happen to you because that's how you choosing. Man, it's especially once you done already got that phone call and you choose it was one incident where one of my parents overdosed, was in the hospital, got a hold of some bad stuff. As soon as she was up and running, she checked herself out the hospital and went right back to where she got the bad stuff from. And I'm like, yeah, at this point, like if you don't care about your life, ain't no way I'm finna sit over here and be anxiety all the way up in my throat and don't know what to. No, just driving myself crazy. And see, they don't,
See it like
because of
that.
the addiction. And that's how I know that it's how bad addiction really does have a hold on these people, because knowing you when you sober And when you addicted and the ugly person that you turn into, I used to feel like, damn, my mama can't love me because this is what she keep going back to. Like, you will be clean and sober, living this life, got a nice house, got a nice car, and you know that the drugs gonna take you back to the point where you gotta steal from your kids. But this is what you choose. Ain't no way you love me.
Yeah.
But then I had to learn that it really, like, that addiction be having a hold on them people to the point that they can't see nothing but the addiction. That's why I had to separate the two. Like, I know I have an amazing mother. I do. But when you addicted, it's something that I can't. But then one thing I did learn, like, my mom has started writing a book. And, she wanted me to type it up for her. So I got a chance to read some of the books. So to a certain extent, I understand the hurt and I understand the broken pieces, but you've had so many opportunity, you had so many people in your corner to support you, to get you through this, and then showed you all type of love, but because it ain't the love that you want and it's the love that you need, it ain't holding on to you. And even
Mhm.
that in itself, like, it like I said, the whole thing in itself is triggering. So I do jump back to the point, like, damn, I'm just not enough for you. Like, this drug or this person is
Is
that important to you that you risk losing your relationship with me again? Like, so I understand it's the addiction, but to even it's triggering to even have to go back to that point, am I good enough? And then have to go through the channels to be like, yeah, you way more than enough. You've been a good ass daughter. And yes, you do deserve better. Like, it's a whole process to get there. I can't keep starting at ground zero and bringing myself back up to that.
it,
Yep.
it, it's so much wasted time.
Yep.
You could be doing something different with your life. You could be seeing so much different. You could be having so much different. And you right, they don't. I get it. It's a sickness. But becoming a mother
Mm-hmm.
is when that excuse goes out the window. Because me becoming a mother and the love I have for the child that I carry and gave birth to, there's no way possible. Okay, I slip, I fumble sometimes. I'm human. But there's nothing in the world I wouldn't do for my child.
Nothing.
Nothing. And you mean to tell
Mhm.
me this child that God gave me is the reason why I get up every day and do what I got to do or do the things I don't want to do? I'm not a good enough reason for you.
Yep.
I'm not a good enough reason, and I'm looking at me being a mother and you being a mother and how I feel about my child.
Yep.
That's impossible to me. So it's like,
Yep.
okay, now it's time for the boundary because we
Yep.
ain't on the same page. We're
Ain't
not on the
never gonna
same
be on the
page.
same page.
You're right. Until they get
Never.
help, but they don't want help. So it's like,
Right.
I can't. And then she'd be like, well, you smoke weed. What do that got to do?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah. I
that
need
is.
you to calm my nerves a little bit, cause if I don't, baby,
Right. But I'm
But then,
saying
like, that's
that be
that's
their
her
excuse.
favorite. That's my mom favorite line. Y'all all got y'all
my
vices.
dad too.
Y'all smoke. Y'all drink. But the thing is that I'm not going to sell in my TV because I need. If I ain't got no smoke, I just ain't got no smoke. Like, I'll
I
be
know
all
this
right
is
to
why I'm
payday.
not
I
going
might be a
missing.
little irritated, but I ain't finna go do no crazy, man. I ain't
I ain't
taking out
going
my
missing.
household for
I,
it.
right.
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 I ain't nothing. I'm not going missing. I'm not stealing. I'm not deceiving. I'm not lying. I'm not, and and it's like they do things, and you're supposed to just roll with it. And that's what I don't like. Like, I'm just supposed to roll with the things that you do because you're my parent. No,
Mhm.
right idea, wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Each relationship with your child is different and how you do it and whatever. I don't judge you, you do you. But don't keep coming to about this is my last time. I ain't doing it no good. That's on you. If that's what you want to do, that's on you. And then it's like, I've been good for 3 days. And then it's like, as soon as you say that, it's like, here you go, moving fast and doing all this and that. And sit the hell down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you got to do. Ain't you hungry? Ain't you sleepy? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you just going and going and going and going, and you don't care. It's like you like a Tasmanian devil, and you would destroy everything in your path just for a high for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Y'all too old for this. Y'all getting health issues. That shit is not gonna be able to coincide with your equilibrium. And this medicine you might have to take, y'all have a high blood pressure, y'all having diabetes, y'all having all type of these health things going on with y'all, and y'all still like, yeah, like you know what I'm saying. You putting yourself in jeopardy. You might get to the point to where you ain't got no money, try to take from the dope man, and the dope man, or he might be trying to get back at you because you done stole something and you don't put us in harm's way. Because then as soon as you get to arguing with another person that you're doing drugs with, that's when you want to call your kids and put us in it because this such and such done did this and did that. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not thinking logically, like, okay, I know my mom done did something, but let me go see. But if you just coming full force, you putting people in harm's way, in danger, you're not thinking. All you think about is that high, then they be back together,
Mhm.
right back hanging together, and now you feuding with they family, and it's like it's too, it be too much going on, and too, it's like I pray, but it's time for me to release and let it go. I'm at that point where I'm ready to release it, and I wish you the best. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't call your kids and tell them what you think, but you got to understand that sometimes
They don't realize how, or I ain't
it
gonna
done
say they don't
froze.
realize. Can y'all hear me?
You
But
back?
I don't know. Can y'all
I,
hear me?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
I was gonna
I
go
don't know.
ahead.
I think we all are, you know, I love to see how we become wonderful women. We all on the journey. We all done faced them crying nights, them trying times, and we all done became a parent now. God has given us that unconditional love to fill them voids that we have. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I say that because, India, do you have sons?
Yeah, two of them.
So I feel like he has given us the he's given these kids to us to fill these voids. He's giving what we needed. We, Andres, you and I, we our mothers. So we got these daughters that can feel that. You know, we feel that emptiness that's in us for our moms with forgiveness. And he gave us daughters to cover it up, to mend it. And then with your father, you know what I'm saying? He's giving you sons to get that love, to give that, to raise them to be the men that your father wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you got a husband, y'all got husbands to stand beside y'all to do that. So it is time to release. It is time to step aside and let God do what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can do at the end of the day, because if we do not, our mental health is gonna drain us. It's gonna take from us being there for our families that we done created. Our children will be affected, and then there go that generational curse, and I don't want
Hmm.
that
Mhm.
for none of us and our children. And I feel like I needed that this conversation today, because now also did it give me a chance to express how I felt about stuff, even though I left some stuff out. But I'm like, no, this is a different segment for that. I
Mhm.
still feel good that I'm able to get that off my chest and say I'm no longer going to stress about it. I'm gonna focus on what I do have and not what I don't have. And wherever her journey leads her is meant for her. I can't keep tagging along behind you anymore, or trying to stand in the front of what you got going on. You made your decision and I've made mine. And I chose motherhood.
Hmm.
Right.
And it's funny that you say all that, because I say all the time, God knew what He was doing when He gave me you, because the way that she loves me, or just the instant love that I feel for my daughter, is overwhelming, for real, for real. But like, that's my baby, and I can't understand how, that doesn't come natural to any mother. So, but he knew what he was doing because he balanced it out. That little girl will go to war with whoever over me. So she was right on time.
Hmm. These kids
She,
play a major role in determining what my life's gonna be like and what it's gonna
hmm
end up being, regardless of what I went through with my parents. Like my mom was always in my life. My mom wasn't on drugs or anything, but my grandma, I don't know how it happened, but my grandma was the strong one, and like she took me from my mama, from what I understand. So it was me with my grandma and my dad. But it's like grandma always the one was to carry everything and make sure that it kind of was a cushion there for us, for me, my brother, and my sister. But then my brother, mom, she she was gone, like disappeared, like she don't even know her kids. They don't even really know her. I'm probably the only one that got memories of her before she went off all the way. But it's hard for sure because our kids already have. I don't know if y'all have experienced this with y'all kids, but my two older kids, they dads is like MIA basically, and for them to have to deal with a grandparent as well as not being a good example or offering and giving up the hurt and the pain that they would give if we allow them to be in our kids' life, like ain't no way. My kids already got to deal with their own situation with their dad and whatever
hmm
they got to deal with when they become adults and as they get through this. So it's no way that I can allow them to feel double the pain because of my dad. So we just gon' I literally and for real, like I separate that shit out of my life for the most part. Like it's a I'll pull up, y'all could go see Papa real quick. Oh, you ain't coming in? They just came to say hi and then we out. That's it. Anything other than that, I can't I can't allow you to bring that to me because like y'all say y'all I don't know, I don't feel like I really gave it to God. Like I feel like I've been dealing with it by myself. Like and how I feel um about it. So and for me it's like I'm still be angry about it and like I'll go there with you and if I ever have to, like I'll take you up out of here before I allow you to hurt my kids or my grandma.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I will take it. Now
Absolutely.
that's why I be praying, girl. That's why you gotta put it in God's hands to give you strength. And sometimes because it can get there. Oh, it can get
Mhm.
Absolutely.
there, and it goes
But that,
there
Yeah.
from 0 to 5 because we're tired. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Mhm.
So it's
all
like,
that.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now look, now shit. Cause at this point now we yelling at each other because it's
Yep.
like because now you got me messed up because
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not finna keep doing this and then you're not finna keep belittling me and making me feel like nothing or like I'm less of a person because it's you, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
like we fed up with the situation. So I tell you tonight to just when you talk to God, just ask him. Just it ain't gonna happen like, oh God, take it away and I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gone. It's a day by day process. Each day is
Mhm.
different to give you strength. Like, okay, yep, all right, I'll be able to. Because then once he start doing that, you'll be able to be around your dad and he can be around you. And what he doing ain't going to affect you now one little bit. And when he step out them boundaries, you can put him right back in there like, oh, you got to go. Or, yeah, I got to go. Because
Eh,
you building that strength inside you. Like, it's just time. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
don't
tired of
even want
fighting.
to though.
Well,
I
Huh?
you off
agree.
to a good start though, because like
Yeah.
you said, you'll pull up, you'll let the kids see them, but you done already started setting boundaries, and maybe as time go on, those boundaries will change a little bit. But you started where you already know, so like definitely everything you said, like that's why I choose not to deal with her when she like that, because I know where I could take it. Like I done had it all the way out with my mom, and instantly, just because of the person that I am and my relationship with God, even though you pushed me to that point, I felt bad because you my mom and you just made me have to talk to you so hateful.
Yeah.
So, and
Mm-hmm.
because I know that that's where you can push me, that's where I can take it with you. I got to deal with you in a completely different way. Like today, for example, like I just keep my mom at a distance. But today, I was feeling some type of way and I needed church, didn't make it to church. Normally, when I don't physically make it to church, I'll watch my church online. I missed them too. So I turned to Joe Osteen and he had the perfect message for me, but it also sounded like it could have been a message for my mom. So I went ahead and I sent it to her. So I still speak positivity into her, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
sit around and hold on to hope.
Yeah.
I know what it's gonna take, and I know you ain't taking the steps to get there. So I know where you at in your addiction. But I'ma still speak positivity into you. I'ma still let you know when you ready to get your life together. I got you. But until then, I'm standing over here. So it's okay to, set them boundaries until you're ready, because you know that, especially in front of your kids. Like, I would hate for my daughter to see me have to talk to my mom that way. Because that just go back to us saying how, they pretty much kids. And like I have to treat her like a kid, and to see for my daughter to see me talk to my mom in that way, it's kind of like, what example am I setting? How can I tell you not to disrespect me when you just saw me disrespect the hell out of my mama?
Okay.
So
And not understanding that she deserved it at the time.
exactly,
You
all
know
they
what I
see
mean?
is, why
Like
you talking to your
yeah.
mom like that?
It's like you
So
basically just chastising her because she's a grown ass kid. You
right.
know, and it's like, man, oh my God. And I get it. And it's just like, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. Did we just, I'm talking about, it haven't even been a week maybe yet. And no, I'm to that point like, all right, I'm all right. I don't have nothing else to say. All right. I'm gonna let you do that, do what you do. But I have to remove myself from this twosome. This right here,
Mm-hmm.
this seesaw, I'm getting off. You're on
Mhm.
your own. I got you on your own with me. You got two other children. Lean on them. Lean on them. Because right now I cannot, not exact, I can't, not in the process and my transition of getting my life back on track from the mistakes that I've made because I wasn't taught to do it the right way. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to evolve as a woman myself. And I've been
Mhm.
distracted too long and I don't want it. I don't, it's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't appreciate you letting me be there in the process of me getting on my feet. But after I'm out of here, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And I will check on you and pray for you, but I'm out of here. I'm mentally removing myself. I have
Yeah.
to.
Yep, and I had to teach myself that that's okay, because that's something that I used to feel guilty for. Like, how you feel guilty for cutting off somebody that's constantly doing you dirty, like in
Yeah.
any way, shape that physically, emotionally, financially, like how you feel bad about that. But I had to teach myself that it is okay. So, and it was what's best. Like I'm a firm believer of protecting your peace, and I don't care who that means that you got to eliminate. But because sometimes it has been my siblings, definitely has been, my dad. I haven't spoke much on him because the stronger relationship that I have is with my mom, but my dad as well. Like for me, if he wasn't my dad, I probably wouldn't even have absolutely nothing to do with him. But because he my dad, the soft side in me, I see the dad in you that's trying, but you still never showed up. And now, but it became a problem when it's starting, the same patterns that you had with me as a child is starting to roll over to my daughter. Like you telling her you coming to pick her up or something like that. So now she's expecting you and then you don't show up. Like, no, that was me. I was that kid at the window waiting on you. You're not finna create that for my daughter. So now it's a, I got to keep him at a distance too. Like, love my dad dearly because I know he tries. He's giving it the best that he got, but that alcohol got a hold on him. So,
Yeah.
but at the
Mm-hmm.
same, like it's I did right when I chose my husband. As far like one of the reasons I fell in love with him was because of the father that he was to his other kids.
Same.
So I can wholeheartedly feel like if me and him was to go our separate ways, my daughter still has a dad. Where it's so many situations where once the relationship is done, you being a father is done too. I comfortably feel like he'll still be a dad to her. So that meant everything to me because I still to this day, don't really have that father daughter relationship that would be nice, but it's just never there. And it the healing with him came in where I finally took the time to, sorry y'all, it's just mosquito. But I took the time to actually let him know how I felt. And in the midst of me telling him he wasn't there for me, he wasn't around, he wanted to tell me that I'm lying. He was there for me. So I had to break.
Or not to cut you off, their favorite thing is that when you talk about it, you dogging them.
Yeah. And it's not that. I'm just trying to help you understand my pain that I felt so you can understand why I'm at where I'm at with it. So yeah, it took for me to tell him like, okay, well, give me one memory of you have of me in middle school. Give me one memory of high school you have of me. You can't say none of those things because you were completely absent during those years in my life. Like, yeah, you might have, been able to tell everybody about me or have conversations about me, but with me, no. We lived, my grandmother, which was his mom, stayed on Dunham. My grandfather stayed on Sigsby. That's about 5, 6 blocks apart. And you're missing my birthdays. So, like, and then, like, with my mom, it was like she was there. It's just the her that she gave when she was there is where the trauma came in. For him, it was just that you wasn't there at all. And then it's kind of like a double whammy because it was like, yeah, my mom was there, but this is what I was going through with my mom, and you were nowhere around to save me.
Or help.
So, and
And
thank God it was, I've never been molested or sold off or nothing like that, but it's still things that happen is that damaged me as an adult that I'm still fighting through, and you still
That I
weren't there to
didn't have
save
to experience.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but
Yeah.
and I feel like this conversation was meant to be had on
Mm-hmm.
everybody's behalf, even the people that's gonna tune in later and watch it, and that's gonna hear it when I upload it on the platforms. I feel like this conversation needed to be had because we are not the only ones that feel this way, and it's some people who I feel bad more so for the people who are new to the situation, where they,
Hmm.
what
Right.
I'm saying, those are the people that I feel real bad for, or the children who parents are becoming our parents, and it's like, man, they gonna have it out. I see situations and be like, damn, like I hate to
Oh, she breaking up again, I think.
We can't hear you, Jadonna.
Yeah, I think she froze again.
Mm-hmm.
But while we waiting on her to come back, like one thing I said in the beginning of it, it's always, especially when it's so many people around that don't got parents that's like that, it's nice to have a conversation with people and they saying exactly what you feeling. So for me, it's a huge relief to know somebody else get it because you can try to explain it, but if they not going through it too, they
Not
just
gonna
trying to
understand
understand.
it. Mm-hmm. And then it'd be like, I just told you this for really for nothing. I be feeling
Hmm.
like for some people because you're not gonna understand. I appreciate the encouraging words and stuff, but
It's easier said than done when it's coming
exactly.
from somebody that don't know. Like people
Hmm.
favorite line to me is you just need to cut her off. Or yeah, I know that's your mama, but da 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 like it's easier said than done, especially when it's a parent.
Cause you wanna
Like,
love them, you wanna be
yeah,
there, like you want that, and it's very hurtful to have to be like fuck you.
for
I
real.
want myself over me. Fuck you.
Okay. Or it's just hurtful, like having going through things in life that you want to be able to, or you should be able to call your parent and talk to, and you can't because
Hmm.
you know what type of state of mind they in, or something they say might be a trigger and steal your joy type stuff.
Right.
My phone won't let me be. It says shut up because y'all gonna be arguing when she watch this live, girl. It's telling me shut up.
I'm glad mine ain't gonna be watching.
It's
'Cause I
telling
don't
me
want to
shut
hear
up.
it.
She gonna watch it and be like, "You was dogging me on the internet today."
Right, I didn't even give my mama the heads up because I know my mom, she's super sensitive anyway. Like she just
And maybe
a
and
big
that's what they
baby.
probably need to see because
Hmm.
that's you need the reality to be thrown back at you because I've always had to face the reality without you. So you have to face the
Yeah.
reality of how I feel of going through that, and I'm getting to the point to where, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. Just like I have to deal with what you're doing, just because I have to deal with it. There's
Right.
no way around it. So you have
And
to
this is the
accept it. You
outcome
don't
of
just
you doing what you're
yeah,
doing.
you have to deal with it, just
Hmm.
like I got to deal with it. So if you don't like it, change it. And guess what? I will have other things to say because I feel you got the potential in you to change. I feel you can be
Hmm.
a better person. I feel you can do something. You still have the time. You have to wake yourself up. And I can't keep holding myself back, hindering myself because of a broken relationship. I can't keep trying to mend this. I can't keep getting these band-aids. It won't stick. So I think it's time for me to set boundaries, to step back, do what I gotta do, focus on me and building a strong relationship with me and my daughter. Because I don't never want us to be in this type of situation. I don't never want her to second guess me for nothing. We ain't gonna always get along, but I don't never want her to feel like, oh, my mom don't love me or my mom don't care about me. I never want her
Yep.
to feel like that ever, or to feel she already her dad's in prison and probably for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? And by the time if he do get out, she'll be 28 years old. So it's like I want her to know that no matter what, there's nothing in this world that will take me from you unless God called me home. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Ain't nothing can take me from you. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna always be there to show up to bat for you. If you wrong, I'm gonna call you out on it. But I'm still gonna
Right.
stand 10 toes down with you. But I'm gonna let you
Yep.
know. You know you was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it feels good to be able to have that to do that because it's like, if I wonder where I would be if I had that from my mom. But I don't want to keep thinking like that. I don't want to keep living
Yep.
like that, living in those toxic thoughts. You know what? It made me a better woman than you, and I'm winning already. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to wrap it up. And I want to say thank y'all so much for taking the time to come on the show and express how y'all feel and share a little bit of y'all stories and what y'all been through. And I hope that this conversation helps somebody to talk to somebody about it. If you ever need to reach out, it's no judgment here, Lola's Chronicles, or even if you just want to vent and talk, you're more than welcome to inbox me and reach out and we can talk about it and get in depth with it. You're not alone. It's a lot of us out here that is rebuilding ourselves from the trauma because we were dealing and battling with parents with addiction. So don't ever feel like you are less of a person. Don't feel like the things that they have told you out of anger is true. You are better than what you have come from, the product of your environment. If you are a parent, keep parenting. Keep doing what y'all doing, ladies. I'm proud of y'all. And set those boundaries. I'm always here if you want to reach out and talk, just to vent a little bit, or because we all give in and go back to our parents like we go back to everything else. But I pray that we go back strong minded and not weak minded and not vulnerable. And y'all have a blessed Sunday evening with y'all family. And thank y'all. And we out.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.